Hello everyone! Thank you very much for watching today. Happy Thursday. So we have a good topic today, but first let me check my Facebook. Make sure we're going live here. And there I am. We are going live. So today, wow, this is a good topic because I come across these calls every day, several times a day, and of agents working with clients and having problems with their clients, a relationship with their buyers and their sellers, and it's just not going right, and how to handle it. And I could hear it before when they're telling me their problems or their issues or the situations. I could hear it in their voice. They're just not happy with the client that they chose to work with. Because remember, when you're in real estate, you choose them just as much as they choose you. So today, I want to give you some ideas and questions to ask yourself, things to do to attract and find the right clients for you. But most important is someday, because I see this every day, and if this is you, don't worry. A lot of agents are like this. Most agents are like this. And what they are is, when they got a client that wants to see houses and wants to buy or sell, they're already in a yes mode. Yes, I want them. Yes, they're a client. And they go out and start working with these people without asking some questions and seeing if they even want to work with them. And that's most agents, because they're like, yay, a client. I just want a client, or I want more clients. And you got to think of the consequences with that. And the number one thing you can do eventually, or when you get to the point, the best things in life or in real estate happen when you have choices. When you get to the point where I don't want another client, I don't need another client. You're like, oh my God, am I ever going to get to that point? Yes, there'll be times in your career, even now, it might be where that's not the person I want to work with. I don't like that person. They're abusing my time. They're not nice to me on the phone. You get to choose who you work with. So let me give you some ideas on attracting the right people, because like attracts like. If you've already seen that in your business, I know sometimes, the agents that just started, the agents that have just been in the business just a few years, if anybody watching this that has, I have buyers, and we only work together for a few weeks, we find a house, we sell it, in 30 days we're done. Oh, relationship's over. Or selling relationships, wow, that's even faster. Like, wow, I got a listing, it's sold, 30, 45 days later, or sold in 35, sold in a day, or on contract in a day, sold in 45 days, it's over. Not the whole relationship, but the contract and the sale is over, but hopefully future business and future referrals come from that. But as agents have been in the business a while, or you might have clients like this, probably some buyers that you're just working with for months and months and months because you can't find them a house, they're changing their minds and things like that. So I'm going to give you some ideas on what to think about. So there's 5 things that I wrote down, and here are my notes. So number 1, to track the buyers that are right for you, you have to figure out what market and area or price range or style, or what you have to find what market you want to be an expert in. Where do you want to be an expert? What kind of homes? Now, the great news about Northeast Ohio, or Ohio in general, is that we have a lot of similar situations, similar style homes, similar price ranges. We're not going from 50,000 to 25 million, and we don't have beachfront properties and retirement communities and first-time home buyer areas. We really are a mix of a lot of averages, which is nice. So agents can diversify. You don't have to be like, I am new construction and that's it, because there's not enough new construction out there right now that you could just say, I'm living on new construction. Years ago, that was the case. Or I'm just going to have first-time home buyers, or I just want to do luxury properties over whatever price range. our market is, which is nice, you get to diversify, but my suggestion is, what area, do you want? What area, like, you want to farm? What do you want to be in? Certain cities, the east side, west side, south side, first-time home buyers. Who do you want to be an expert in? You don't have to limit yourself to that, but the consumers want an expert. When someone's selling their house and they're interviewing agents and they're looking at all of their qualifications, they're most often they're going to go with an agent that is the expert, that's been in the market, maybe not really the longest all the time, but knows the markets, been in those houses, has many buyers, has sold many houses, and is an expert in there, and shows and explains to those sellers, those potential sellers at the time, that they are an expert. So you have to become, if you're farming an area or you're reaching out to your sphere, you should be, one of the things about your sphere is that you should be mapping them out of where they live. It shouldn't be just, I know a lot of agents do this, and it's just that they have a sphere of people, but a lot of them, they don't even know where they live. They just know they live in the area. They don't even know their addresses, but you want to map those as much as you can, and every single contact in your sphere of influence is find out at least the city they live in, so you can map them out to see where they're at. So you could try to find out what area, in what market, what you want to be an expert in, because those are the people that you're going to attract. That's what the consumers want. They want you to be an expert, so you have to show them that you're an expert, so you can win those buyers and win those sellers. 2, you got to ask yourself, who's the perfect client for you? Who's the perfect client? If you have to have a long relationship with them, who's the perfect client? Again, you don't have to limit yourself to just that type of person, but that's high on your list. Someone who's like you, that has the same, has a flow. You have those buyers, you have those sellers. You just like, any agent that's been in the business a little bit, you've had several sales or more, I like that person better. I had a better relationship with them. We talked all the time. We really communicated and worked together to get the house and negotiate the deal, and it was easy to work with. Of course, everybody likes, I want to find someone that needs to sell a $1 million house tomorrow and was going to give you 30 referrals the next day. Well, yeah, everybody wants that. But you got to think about, who's your ideal client. Is it some first-time home buyers, retirees? Is it quality in how they communicate with you? Because we all know bad clients. We've all had them, and you know what you don't want. So figure out, it's like, what's my ideal? So you could try to, not saying the law of attraction or the law of the universe is you got to attract the people that you want to work with. You're the same energy level that you have. So again, that's the ideal. Again, you're not limited to those people, but if you know what those clients are, and number one, know the market you want to be an expert in, you start attracting those people to you, because they could see it, that you are an expert in this market, and you're this type of person, and like this type of communication, and work well with each other, and like to do business with each other. Because sometimes, with buyers and stuff, sometimes we have a long relationship with them, and you got to make sure that you're going to like each other at least, and work well with each other. Number 3, which I just said, is you got to know what you don't want. Who don't you want? Okay, it's easy. We don't want someone that's like, well, I might buy if I find the right place, and we have a house to sell, but I don't want to sell it unless I sell it for $50,000 more than the market shows. So if I sell my house $50,000 more, and I find a house and I lowball them to get 25% off whatever they're asking, no matter what they're asking, those are the kind of clients, of course, you don't want. But I talk to agents almost daily that have clients like this, because they're desperate for business. They want it. They want to have it. And they're just dealing with these clients. So remember that it kind of, I'm not, again, bringing the law of attraction. I have a few agents that get in a bad streak. They're like, oh my gosh, the last 4 transactions or possible transactions and clients were just horrible. And sometimes I feel, and sometimes I tell them, it's kind of like you get into that funk and you just attract things and situations that you're in. So I'm not bringing the universe in this and the law of attraction too much, but it does help when you're looking for the right people. So number 3, make sure you know what you don't want so you don't attract those people and you don't start working with those people and get stuck working with those people. Number 4, you have to know the basic questions to ask people to make sure they are people you want to work with. Exactly, pre-qualification. That's simple. I know it's so easy to say, but I do talk to agents like, oh, yeah, they wanted to go see some houses, and I didn't ask them to get pre-qualified first, and then we spent all this time, and then they weren't approved. So some of us jump in our car without even knowing that. And I'm going to take a little side thing here about safety. I had an agent call. She might be watching now. Called me a couple times on a situation of a potential predator out there in our area that's calling realtors to show him property, him and his partner, a woman. So, and there's been messages to the division, and messages to the local boards, that this person, they're changing their name, they're changing their phone number, and they're just getting who knows what, knock on wood. And thank God nothing bad has happened to any agents out there, but the people are getting the feeling that this is what this person might be doing. But I've talked to a few agents that get in situations like this. I go, why are you going out and showing property to people you don't know, are directly referred to someone that you know? Are you doing this? Are you going out to houses with people that you don't know, just call you out the blue? And it's not your listing. They're not even calling your listing. They just call you. I've found agents do this. And you don't at least pre-qualify them. So I tell agents, number one thing, pre-qualify them. I'm not going to show you a house until you call a loan officer, you get pre-qualified. You could do it within an hour or two. So we're going to make this appointment for, they call you today. We're going to make this appointment for Saturday. It gives you 2 days to get pre-approved. Call them up. So at least the loan officer has their name, their social security number, pulls their credit, and you kind of vented them, and made sure someone knows who these people are. And if they choose not to, I would choose, in my opinion, wouldn't show them the property, especially if you are watching your safety. So I brought the safety into it because you don't want to work with anybody that you're not sure who they are and if they're safe. It's just, again, to me, common sense. But agents, sometimes the common sense kind of moves away sometimes because, ooh, potential buyer, they want to buy today. They told me over the phone. That's all they did. They told you over the phone. That's what they want to do. How do you know that? So be safe out there. Number one, of what clients you want to work with is people that you feel safe with and know who they are, and at least did some background checks on them, at least pull their credit, know their social security number, not you, but the lender, and check on them. Also, I don't want to go too far along safety, but please, every other day or so I'm on the phone with an agent giving them suggestions on what to do to make sure they're safe. So if you ever feel uncomfortable or not safe, please call me. I have a lot of ideas to help you keep those clients, make them feel safe, and make you feel safe, and get those clients. But back to finding out what you want in the right client. So number 4, again, was ask the right questions. Pre-qualify them. Find out when they want to move, where they're moving from. Don't just go out and show them houses and just not know when they want to sell. Or if they have a house to sell, tell them you want to know about that house. Where do they live? And find out and start pricing out their house and let them know what that's worth. Sometimes agents are and they don't even know if the house, they'll buy a house if they sell their house, and they don't even know if their house is even in the range of where they want to sell it. And I've had that happen several times to agents. They found a house, then they go, oh, got a house to sell, but I want to sell it for $200,000. I'm like, it's only worth $150,000. So you got to ask the right questions. Make sure pre-qualify them. And of course, make sure you have a good relationship talking-wise, that you know they're going to be easy to work with. That doesn't have to be the easiest client in the world, but you know that they're going to be helpful, because we know clients have to be in it to get the deals done. They can't fall off the planet. They can't go iffy on you. Go, oh, I don't want to buy now. Oh, I don't want to sell now. You got to ask these questions. That's 4. And then 5, you have to have the systems in place to prospect and find these leads and these clients. So you have to have the systems and the tools. So if you're saying, I want to look, I want to be an expert in this market, I'm looking for people that really on this side of town or this area because I want to be an expert in there, you got to have the systems to farm that area. Call, text, door knock, things that you're going to connect with these people. Map out your sphere of influence now. See how many of your people in your sphere or in your database are in this area and figure out ways how to create a bigger database of people and meeting people in that area that you're an expert in. That's what happens when an agent dominates a market. They say, I want to be an expert in this market. I want to attract buyers and sellers in this market. I want the consumers and the public to know I am an expert with my marketing and with my signs. I want to farm that area, and so for a long period of time, so people see me and know me. I want to get involved in their community. I want to get involved with the other businesses in there. I want them to see my face and my marketing pieces, and it all in showing them that I am an expert in this city, this town, this area, this part of town, whatever, how big geographically or area you want to be. But you have to make sure all of your marketing is aligned with your goals of what kind of client you want to attract, what area you're going to be an expert in, and where you want to service. That's basically it. You have to make sure everything's aligned for that. You can't say, I'm a luxury home specialist, and then all of a sudden find out that you're really working in certain cities or certain parts of town where you're selling $80,000, $90,000 houses. It just doesn't connect. You can't say luxury specialist and all your marketing there when most of your business and most of your sphere and most of your marketing and people that you're in your database are in this area. You can't jump like that, and you got to be more specific with that. So hopefully these ideas give you some things to do, is how to attract the right clients, the right market, the right places that you want to be an expert in. Because so many times I've coached agents, they go, I want to be a first-time home buyer specialist. I want to be farm this area. And they just say it, but they don't align their marketing. They don't align their prospecting. They don't align and get their farming, if they're mailers or emails, or they're not getting involved in those areas, in those communities, and door knocking or going business to business, dropping off cards. You got to make yourself known. You got to market yourself, and there's many ways to do it. So I don't want to go too deep into a specific marketing to do that, but I'm happy to meet with any agent when I want to come up with ideas on how to get you to be an expert in an area and find the right clients that you're looking for. So that's it for today. I hope everybody's morning was great this Thursday, and I will be live again tomorrow, Friday at high noon with another great topic. So thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.